Last year, I was able to build a personal brand to 800 followers. I was able to monetize at 400 followers and make money online without having a big audience. And all of this came down to the systems that I've been using to create content and create leverage. And these systems that I've used to create content and leverage allowed me to meet interesting people, having a lot of opportunities, networking, and grow my account on X Twitter. And I'm here to share the same simple process that I use to create leverage content and how you can start using these systems today and start making the most of it. So to start with, I'm gonna show you who I am and the results that I have done. And this is my account on X Twitter. This is how I grow my personal brand. And today I'm not very much focusing on X Twitter. I'm improving my systems, but here is it, the brand that I've built, the brand that have allowed me to have multiple opportunities that I have today, and I'm grateful for it. And this is the performance that I was able to generate with my content and posts, even without having like a lot of followers. And here are the results that I have with my newsletters by using the same systems that I use and using the same stuff that I've been doing. And it's crazy because I only have 92 subscribers, but I'm able to pick like 72, 68, and sometimes it oscillates, but this is perfect. And I don't know what is this because I'm not using any link. I do think it's crashing. I'm not using any stuff to redirect people into clicking into any link, but this is the results that it has allowed me to achieve. Right now, I'm going to share with you how you can do the same. So my content is based on automation of my brand into the most important stuff, that is writing posts, newsletter, and long form posts. And I'm going to explain to you that writing posts is still valuable even if you are not a writer, if you're a YouTuber, if you are writing for LinkedIn, if you're writing for anything. I believe writing is the foundation for every video content, and if you do understand the foundations that I'm gonna tell here, you're gonna be able to use in any content that you want. And even if you do want to write newsletter, even if you do want to write long form. So let's dive deep into the video. First of all, here is Kortex. If you haven't used Kortex, it's like a much better second main. Focus it on synthesizing. It's not a Notion and it's not something like Notion. It's very different. It's focused on synthesizing new ideas and turning them into reality. And Kortex is the best tool that you can ever bet on if you are on content creation. And here is it. You have like AI, chat, and library to synthesize your ideas. So why is this important? Why I'm telling you this? Because the way that I use Kortex is how you're gonna use it to the most advantage to create the best content that you have. So first of all, when I'm trying to create posts, write posts of ideation, first I start with capture. I don't use Cortex capture because it doesn't have a mobile widget, a cell phone widget, because it's still on beta. And with Notion, I can use the mobile widget into something much easier to capture ideas and stuff. So what I do is basically I capture all my ideas here on Notion. As you can see, this is like a YouTube video and stuff, but like, yeah, everything about my life and hacks and stuff is on Notion. It's like part of my second brain. And what is important and I want to turn into reality, I upload it into Cortex. And the great thing about Cortex is that my weekly tasks and the things that I do on a daily basis are right here. And you can see like what went well, what I'm grateful for and stuff. And all of this can be turned into content in a much simple way. How? Let's go straight into it. So let's suppose you want to create content today. You are out of ideas and you want to start creating content. How Cortex would be your best advantage into creating content and into writing content, writing posts, writing whatever you want from today on. I'm gonna give you an example with writing an X Twitter post. And if I was starting from a blank page and if I was only following a template from the internet, this process would be much harder. I'm telling you this because I've tried to do things without Cortex and I remember that in the past things were harder. So today, when I do want to write a content and I'm out of ideas, here's what I do. Like, yeah, man, I'm out of ideas. What do I do? What do I write? And instead of staring at the blank page right here in front of me, I just remember my story, see a little bit of headline ideas that are here that I saw on YouTube that I can inspire myself. And then I can open my swipe files and I don't need to open everything that is right here. So I'm gonna pick an example here. I'm gonna talk about dropshipping. Like, yeah, I made a month with dropshipping into the craziest thing I barely worked. I'm not one of the bad posts, but it is very good. And instead of staying with a blank page that I don't even know what to write, what to do, I just could write this post in a few seconds. Imagine if I got here with a blank page with something, no idea to write or stuff like that, I would even take time. So if I do want to take these frameworks, I can write threads and things from this stuff. So I can say like how to create irresistible X threads that get gets you clients. You see how creating content becomes much better and writing posts if you do have a structure and new ideas all in one place instead of trying to create everything all from scratch. So this is the first stage or the first part that I use Kortex to create content, to write posts, to ideation, and I'll show you in practice how do I do that. So the second stuff that I use Kortex for is to create newsletter and long form posts. And to create newsletters, I'm going to give you an example right here on how you can use this the most. So when you are creating newsletters, it's important to have your ideas well connected, well synthesized. I'm going to pick, for example, this newsletter about the free creator. That is a concept that I like to use and I like to explain to people, and it is my vision right now. And if I tried to write this newsletter from scratch, the process would be very different. And what is the point here? The point is using template? No, the point is using this in my favor to optimize my newsletter. Because if I try to, for example, go on and put like newsletter templates or templates for newsletter, templates, for example, attention enters the buyer. If I only pick this and try to write the newsletter, my newsletter wouldn't be like so good. So instead, I try to take the things out of my head and I try to put here on the Kortex into a template that I have some desired outcome that I want to put into people, the time frame, if it's a concept or a process that they need to apply, and everything into here. Like there's a guy, like I synthesize some guy idea into my content that I like, and you see all of this process that couldn't even connect to other stuff became this. You see, my newsletter was well structured, well following a clear structure, following a clear direction, only because I could do this process. And the great thing is, the thing is on my side, and I can even improve this newsletter. So, for example, I want to add my weekly wins, like it starts to 2025. If I wanted to add my weekly wins of the month, of the week, and improve this newsletter and say, like, I achieved these results this week, I could add and put into the framework. I could say to myself that, hey, these are the things that I had achieved this week, and look at it, and look how you can achieve this stuff and these things. And I could have by my side the things that I achieved this month of week. Website is a bit slower, I don't know what's happening, but I could be having these on my side, and I could just put right here into my content, and it would become like much a lot better. And this is how you can use these systems to write your newsletters. It's been about using a template, processing everything, dissecting everything, and once you dissect everything, you create the post, you create the draft, you create everything you want. And the third thing that I want to talk about is long form posts. If you do write for LinkedIn and stuff, this will be helpful. And when I use the long form posts, it's a very simple. I'm gonna pick a post here about Dunco, and yeah, I use it another template into the past, but basically what I did is just I have all of these right here. Like I had the post that I was inspiring myself. You're going to have a post that's going to inspire you, and you're going to have a structure. The same thing as your newsletter. You're gonna remember the hook, you're gonna remember the post and the title. The way I like to optimize this is by one sentence, the summarize idea, a hook, and then the body. And I use the same stuff here, but I improve it. Therefore, everything right here that I took from the site, from an inspiration that I was writing a post, became this. And the third that I done had videos, and it was something much more way cooler, but here it is what I just wrote, and it becomes a much better and pleasing just to look at this. It looks so good just to only look at this, and makes my content and my effect better. The process is still the same for a thread, the same for a newsletter, is almost the same, just for writing that is much simple and easier. This is the process that I use to create my content, to build my brand, and to improve the things that I've been doing till now. And I would recommend you to start practicing and applying applying the systems into your personal brand, because it's going to make your life way easier. And if I were starting from zero again, I would do this first before anything else. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and this video could be much of a help for you, and you can right now create a much better content.